the Special Forces. At the controls are a new generation of submariners who carry on a tradition of silent service beneath the sea. For much of the Cold War, the U.S. Navy ballistic missile submarine, known as the SSBN, was a rare sight on the ocean horizon. Where they went and when was shrouded in secrecy, as it is now and will be in the future. Since the 1960s, they've been tasked to cruise undetected through the world's oceans, designed and built for one critical mission in an age of nuclear weapons, to help deter the threat of global nuclear war. Their crews call them boomers, and at 560 feet, the nuclear-powered USS Rhode Island is among the U.S. Navy's fleet ballistic missile subs on watch. From the outside world, they strive for stealth and surprise, while inside, the world of the Rhode Island hums with activity unique to the submariner. The USS Rhode Island's nuclear deterrent punch is packed here along this corridor. 24 massive tubes, each capable of housing a ballistic missile. It's here in vital spaces like these, where life goes on for Rhode Island's crew of more than 100 submariners.
Inside the truck, you have storage space for your personal items in here. And also, you have a personal drawer for mostly toiletry items, heater.
Submarine, we're more close knit, so it's more of a family type setting.
That's for her. Extension panel for operation.
Yeah, you can tell when a guy's actually having a bad day just from being around him on a day-to-day basis. You know, hey, this guy's having a bad day. I want to go talk to him and try to pick him up.
Cruise mess is where the crew eats. Crew comes down, sit down, and this is where we enjoy our meals. Right now we have food set up because it's breakfast time. Throughout the day there's fruits, snacks, cakes. The USS Rhode Island has a little bit of history for myself because this is where my career actually started. I started here as an E1 back in 1994. I checked on board July 15, 1994. Well, I have 16 and a half years in the Navy, 3 and a half left, and to finish my career where I started, it's kind of special to me.
How many people say that I went and I drove a nuclear power submarine, or I went to sea on a nuclear power submarine? Not very many people. You have to be fit and selected to come to the submarine force. And that was the thing that attracted me the most, is that the submarine force was different from everything else. When junior guys come in, we train them that, hey, what we do is important, so we're supposed to remain submerged and undetected, so we instill that in them, that, hey, being submerged and undetected counts a lot for what we do. As they go through their qualification process to earn their submarine qualifications, they learn more and more about, being submerged undetected and how much we depend on them as much as they depend on us to be able to save their lives. We depend on them to be able to save our lives at the same time.
What's the forward launch is 5 My name is MT1 Gentleman. We operate the system panel to actually operate so we are able to launch a weapon. The switches here, we have to line them up to be able to launch the missile. Each tube is specific to allow us to open the hatch and pressurize the tube. I tried out college, didn't work. I had a little part-time job. I'm like, hey, driving home one day, might as well check it out. Once I got to my first boat, they welcomed me. I don't know if I did something or the stars lined up and they accepted me for who I was and how I worked. And I've been going full speed ever since. We stand 6-hour watches. You're either on coming, off going, or on watch. And you extend your 6-hour watches. Then when you're off going is when you have to do your maintenance, your cleanup and all that. We actually have an inspection in 3 weeks. So right now we're getting ready to hit it pretty hard.
Second edition launch gear for training without guidance with launcher. This is the captain. This is an exercise. I'm Commander Bob Clark, USS Rhode Island Blue Crew, commanding officer. And I've been in this job for about 2.5 years now. I've been in the Navy for a little over 20 years, and this is my 4th submarine trip. I kind of view my command as a football team. But the difference between my team and most professional football teams is I feel like my second stringers are as good as my first stringers.
6-8, 7-0.
And that's because we conduct training continuously, and we're putting those guys on in continuously into the game. Not many people work in an environment where you reposition one valve improperly and you can cause a major catastrophe.
Viking, ready, 2-1, 2-1 from launch. Ready, 2-1, 2-1 from launch. Sight glasses dry.
So that meticulous attention to detail and really watching what you're doing at all times is vital in submarine force. We, as an SSBN, are here to become the survivable asset for strategic deterrence, regardless of a rogue nation state or a terrorist group. They're going to think twice when they know that we had Trident-class submarine out at a location unknown to them with the amount of firepower that is on board the vessel. We're the big gun.
Preparing for post-Cold War threats also has the U.S. Navy outfitting some of its Trident ballistic missile subs for a different kind of fight, equipping them to carry Tomahawk missiles and to support special operations. And there's another breed of U.S. subs built for stealth, to get close to an enemy near land or at sea and strike.
All of the designs so they can perform several different missions. Obviously, with the 688 being the oldest of the three, still a very, very capable submarine. And it is out there collecting intelligence, conducting surveillance, and reconnaissance. Still has insertion capability, can do search and rescue missions, can do mine warfare missions. Plus, they can complement their insertion capability with the strike capability at the same time that they're putting the special forces ashore. And in some cases, the Virginia adds future design improvements as well, because it was designed with modularity so that we can add on into the future. The modern day other world submarines are getting quieter and quieter every day. What that means for us is we've got to improve our sensor systems that we build on board, and we got to improve the quality on board our own ships. Every time we go into the refit, we are conducting modernization improvements on the USS Rhode Island and the rest of the Trident fleet. The concept of deterrence hasn't changed.
It's that unknown. The unknown of there may be a ballistic missile submarine out there waiting in the wings is what keeps a lot of countries from doing things to the U.S. is because they don't know there's that fast attack submarine or there's that ballistic missile submarine out there, and they just don't know, can't find us. We remain submerged, undetected.
Overall, still, the crew is driving the submarine. The better your crew is, the better the submarine.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the design of our bleachers, it is almost impossible to retrieve small items that may fall between them during the ceremony. However, if items are lost, please contact the Lost and Found following the ceremony. If you or a member of your party requires wheelchair assistance following the ceremony, please remain seated and help will be provided to assist you to the visitor center and parking area.
Submariners aboard USS Rhode Island are all too aware of their continuing mission of deterrence. They sit at the controls, knowing they could help to launch one of the most powerful weapons in the world, a missile loaded with nuclear warheads.
Parent 16. I don't really look at it as a weapon that we're actually going to use due to us being a strategic deterrent. I'm getting ready to leave my 20s, but being 20-some years old and being in charge of nuclear weapons, that's pretty impressive. I just try to look at it as just my job and do the right thing. We have a lot of rules and regulations imposed to prevent us from making any accidents or anything like that.
Theirs is a revised version of the original intent behind the U.S. ballistic missile sub. Today's boomer stands ready to deter any number of potential adversaries. In the Cold War, there was one primary threat, the Soviet Union, and a mission to deter the Soviets from attacking the free world with nuclear weapons.
The development of two antagonistic power blocks, led on the one side by the Soviet Union and on the other by the United States, resulted in what would soon be known as the Cold War.
The Soviets built a very large submarine force after World War II. By the mid-1960s and throughout the 1970s, it's over 300 submarines. And the U.S. Navy has to come up with a counter for that. They incorporate nuclear propulsion in the late 1950s. They developed their own ballistic missile submarine force in the 1960s. That force of 300 submarines is potentially devastating in case of a conflict.
Military music at Navy Band Great Lakes has a long, rich history. The first musician, a bugler, arrived in 1908 to the then new Naval Training Center, and the band was officially established in 1911 when the first recruits arrived for training. During World War I, the illustrious John Philip Sousa led the band as he trained more than 1,500 musicians for the Navy. Today's members carry on that noble tradition in the spirit of their motto, Pride in Service. With a wide range of performing ensembles, this talented group of professional military musicians appear in hundreds of parade, concert, school, public, and recruiting performances throughout its 11-state area each year as the Navy's ambassador to the Midwest. The commander of Naval Service Training Command, Rear Admiral Jamie Sands, is proud to present the men and women of Navy Band Great Lakes. To honor those who have served, Navy Band Great Lakes will conclude today's concert with the performance of the Armed Forces Medley. As your service song is played, please stand to recognize your service or your family's service to our country. United States Army. United States Marine Corps. United States Air Force. United States Coast Guard. United States Navy. The drum major for today's concert is musician first class Aaron Deaton, and conducting Navy Band Great Lakes is Chief Musician Audra Ratliff. Another acknowledgement, please, for their outstanding performance this morning. The parade of graduates is underway and will arrive at Midway Ceremonial Hall in just a few moments. Please make sure that all personal items are clear of the aisles and the drill deck. Guests in the balcony are reminded that standing along the rail is prohibited for the remainder of the ceremony. We know that your sailors will have many wonderful and amazing stories for you about their boot camp experience. However, at this time, we offer video evidence that reveals our side of the story.
Good morning, and welcome to Recruit Training Command and today's graduation. We are very excited to have all the family and friends of our sailors both here and online. You are about to watch the formal transition from recruit to full-fledged sailor in the world's greatest and most powerful Navy. As we honor the accomplishments of America's best and brightest, we must also honor the family and friends of these new sailors. Without you and your steadfast support and devotion, this day would not be possible. Throughout our nation's history, the secret to our military success has always been the military families that stand the watch at home and always support their sailors. The Department of Defense has made the determination that the men and women graduating today have what it takes, and that's thanks to you. So on behalf of the United States Navy, thank you, and welcome to the Navy family. This celebration is not just for our graduates, but for you as well. Take special pride in what your sailor has accomplished and the tremendous journey they are about to embark on. They are our future. Thank you again for your support and all you do to help keep America safe and strong. Enjoy the ceremony, and again, welcome to our Navy family.
As the parade of graduates approaches, we salute the states and territories whose sons and daughters will graduate today.
Delaware,
Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts,
Maryland,
South Carolina,
New Hampshire,
Virginia, New York,
North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont,
Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana,
Mississippi,
Illinois, Alabama, Maine, Missouri,
Arkansas, Michigan,
Florida, Texas, Iowa, Wisconsin,
California, Minnesota,
Oregon, Kansas, West Virginia, Nevada, Nebraska,
Colorado, North Dakota,
South Dakota, Montana, Washington,
Idaho,
Wyoming, Utah,
Oklahoma,
New Mexico, Arizona,
Alaska,
Hawaii, District of Columbia, Puerto Rico,
Guam,
American Samoa, Northern Mariana Islands, Virgin Islands,
state flags, order, arms. And now we invite you to join the staff of Recruit Training Command in welcoming the graduating divisions with your applause as they enter Midway Ceremonial Hall and are announced in the following order.
Please welcome Division 205. Division 206. Division 207. Division 208. Today's graduating performing unit is Division 928. Division 928 provides the arrival honor staff, honor guard, the recruit review commander, adjutant, and graduates who provide support assignments for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Thank you. Divisions. Right, base. Section leaders, fall out and collect outer garments. Divisions. Counter. March. Divisions, halt.
Prepare for review. At a normal interval, just left, just. Ready, front, left, face. At close interval, just right, just. Ready, front, right, face. Parade, rest.
May I have your attention, please? For the remainder of the review, no one will be permitted to pass in front of the review stand, and we ask this as a courtesy to our reviewing officer. Photography is certainly encouraged, but we ask you to remain seated and off the drill deck. The photographers you will see on deck throughout the review are the official photographers of Recruit Training Command. Division commanders, left or right face. Parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Lieutenant Simon Bennett, Recruit Training Command's Drill Division Officer. I would like to welcome you to today's pass and review. Today you will see 5 divisions comprised of 374 sailors participate in their graduation ceremony and soon join the most powerful Navy in the world. Please draw your attention to the unit positioned at center deck. There is the review commander and staff. The review commander is responsible for conducting the graduation ceremony. Today's review commander is Seaman Samson Ambrose Kahawaii from Honolulu, Hawaii. Let's give him a hand, folks. Performing today is the Triple Threat Unit on their 6th week of training, State Flags Unit on their 7th week of training, and Staff Unit on their 8th and final week of training. These units are comprised entirely of recruits. During their night of arrival, all recruits are placed into divisions of 88 personnel and assigned their division commanders. Recruit division commanders form the backbone of recruit training and are the key individuals in the life of every recruit. Division commanders must serve as counselors, disciplinarians, administrators, and military leaders. Above all, they must show themselves as outstanding examples of military bearing, appearance, attitude, and behavior. Each division also has a recruit chief petty officer. This is a senior recruit who supervises the divisional staff positions and leads the division in the absence of their division commanders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduating divisions, their division commanders, and recruit chief petty officers. As I introduce each division, they will raise the competitive flags they've earned throughout their training. As I introduce each recruit chief petty officer, the flag representing their home state will also be raised. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. I will be starting from their right. Division 205. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Shante Farley. Petty Officer First Class William Klatfelter. Petty Officer First Class Chase Frescona. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Donovan Kolb from Downers Grove, Illinois. Division 206. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Michelle Dojin. Petty Officer First Class Christopher Johnson. Petty Officer First Class Jared Kettleman. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Donald Mitchell from Memphis, Tennessee. Division 207. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer David Bross. Petty Officer First Class Aaron Doan. Petty Officer Second Class Kevin Reyes. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Jack Anist from Huntington Station, New York. Division 208. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Don Fields. Petty Officer Second Class Othniel Campbell. Petty Officer Second Class Brittany Spro. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Mitchell Martin from Panama City Beach, Florida. Division 928. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Joseph Christensen. Petty Officer First Class Patrick Holmes. Petty Officer Second Class Swin Erickson. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Samson Ambrose Kahavai from Honolulu, Hawaii. On behalf of the commanding officer and staff of Recruit Training Command, we congratulate these division commanders and recruit chief petty officers on a job well done. In a moment, you will see the ceremonial side boys, bosun, and honor guard take their places for arrival honors. This time-honored tradition is our formal greeting to this morning's reviewing officer. When requested by the announcer, please stand for the arrival honors, marching out of the colors, national anthem, and the invocation. As a reminder, military guests shall remain covered throughout the entire graduation ceremony. And ladies and gentlemen, one final note. As befitting the importance of this occasion, our ceremony is conducted in a formal manner. However, we do encourage you to participate in today's graduation ceremony by letting your applause show your sailors just how proud of them you are. Once again, welcome aboard.
Divisions. Attention.
Will the guests please rise and remain standing for the arrival of the official party? Recruit Training Command, arriving.
Order. Arms.
Naval Service Training Command, arriving.
Order. Arms.
Director, Navy Staff, arriving. Our guests may be seated.
Good morning, ma'am. Honor guard, standing by for inspection, ma'am. Inspection. Up. Comment, ma'am. Order. Arms. Close range. March.
Color guard, parade the colors.
Will the guests please rise? Present arms.
Retire the colors.
Present arms. Order arms. Chaplain Keller will offer this morning's invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we join together today to celebrate the accomplishment of these sailors having completed Navy recruit training. We know success was earned by these sailors, not given. And yet we also know that there were many here who were involved in helping them along the way. For the RTCs who worked long hours and sacrificed greatly, we ask that you would give them rest in coming days. For the others here at recruit training who poured time and knowledge into these sailors, give them the strength to carry on day to day. For the families, many of whom are here today who supported their sailor through this journey, we ask that you would encourage them with this graduation. And finally, God, would you from this moment on be with these sailors, helping them to act honorably in the challenges of life, courageously when temptations arise, and committed to constantly improving, not just individually, but one another as well. Amen.
Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who bids the mighty ocean deep its own appointed
Our guests may be seated. At this point, the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Then, the unit commanders would face about and relay the information to their divisions. Today's events show how orders are passed through the chain of command.
Divisions! Report! Very well.
Division 206, all personnel accounted for, sir.
Very well.
Division 207, all personnel accounted for, sir.
Very well.
Division 208, all personnel accounted for, sir.
Very well.
Division 928, all personnel accounted for, sir.
Very well. All divisions present or accounted for, sir. Very well. The Sailors' Creed.
Good morning, Captain. I present the graduating divisions. Request permission to commence the review.
Very well. Commence the review.
Aye, aye, sir.
Seats, please.
Parade! Rest!
Sound off.
Award winners. Left or right, face. Award winners reporting, sir.
Very well. Good morning. I'm Captain Eric Thors, Commanding Officer, Recruit Training Command. And before we go any further, I think there's a lot of energy that might be pent up amongst the family members here. So we're going to give you an opportunity to let it out on the count of 3. Don't beat me to the punch. You're going to be allowed to yell, scream, stomp, do whatever you got to do. And then we'll get back to the military side of doing business here. All right, so on 3. 1, 2, 3, let it go. Well done. That is a proper way to show these new sailors how much we love them. I welcome you to this morning's recruit graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where our Navy heritage meets the future and where these young men and women enter the profession of arms. Division 928 graduates today. They are the staff unit providing arrival honors staff, honor guard, recruit review commander, adjutant, and support for the ceremony. Please join me in giving them a hand for their outstanding performances. Welcome to our reviewing officer, Ms. Stephanie Easter, Director, Navy Staff, Office of the Chief of Naval Operations. Rear Admiral Milton Sands III, Commander, Naval Service Training Command. Our guest of honor, Master Chief Richard James Jr., Naval Operations Command Master Chief, and our special guest, Mr. Brett Reisted, National Commander, American Legion. I would also like to welcome the veterans in our audience for their service to our country. Would our veterans please stand? I am pleased to welcome the families and friends of these graduates who have come here today to share in this significant milestone with our newest sailors. The men and women of Recruit Training Command are dedicated to providing the United States Navy basically trained, physically fit, and sharply disciplined sailors like those whom you see before you. They and others like them serve as the bedrock of our naval forces. They give our Navy its combat edge, and they enable to help us keep this nation secure. These sailors have successfully completed 8 weeks of demanding recruit training. They have recently demonstrated their courage during battle stations. They have earned the right to wear the uniform recognized throughout the world as a symbol of freedom. This training group is ready to graduate and serve in the world's most powerful Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 374 of the newest and sharpest sailors in the United States Navy.
Recruit Training Command's competitive system among individual recruits and divisions promotes teamwork, attention to detail, and pride in accomplishment. Divisions performing above standards throughout their training are awarded recognition flags in the 5 mission areas: academic achievement, military drill, compartment readiness, applications, and physical fitness. These flags are carried as a visible symbol of the division's success. Each flag indicates that your sailors, individually and as teams, met performance standards in 1 or more mission areas.
Parade! Rest!
Miss Easter will now present this week's individual awards, and she will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Thors, Naval Service Training Command's Rear Admiral Sands, our guest of honor, Command Master Chief James, and today's special guest, Mr. Reistad. For achieving the highest overall academic score during recruit training, Seaman Alexandra Fischler, Division 205 from Pompton Plains, New Jersey, has earned the Academic Excellence Award, which is sponsored by the Lake Defiance chapter of the Illinois Society of the Sons of the American Revolution. Seaman Richler receives a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor! For having displayed extraordinary qualities best expressing the American spirit of honor, initiative, and loyalty, Fireman Samson Ambrose Kahavai from Division 928 from Honolulu, Hawaii, is awarded the Navy League Award, which is sponsored by the Navy League of the United States. Fireman Ambrose Kahavai is presented with a commemorative plaque and a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor! Constructionman Samuel McCrocklin, Division 208 from Marble Falls, Texas, is the winner of the United Service Organization Award for best exemplifying the spirit and intent of the word shipmate. Constructionman McCrocklin is given a commemorative plaque from the United Service Organization. Well done, sailor! Fireman Bianca Morrow, Division 206, from Stanwood, Michigan, is the recipient of the Military Order of the World Wars Award of Merit. This award is presented for meritorious performance during recruit training. Fireman Morrow is presented with a commemorative plaque from the Military Order of the World Wars. Well done, sailor! The Military Officers Association Leadership Award is presented to Seaman Lane McAdams, Division 208, from Colorado Springs, Colorado, for demonstrating exceptional tenacity and professionalism. Seaman McAdams is awarded a letter of commendation from our commanding officer. Well done, sailor! Fireman Isaiah Duenas, Division 206, from San Diego, California, is the recipient of the Navy Club of the United States of America Military Excellence Award for best exemplifying the qualities of enthusiasm, devotion to duty, military bearing, and teamwork. This award places him at the pinnacle of today's newest sailors. He is awarded a flag letter of commendation. Fireman Duenas, the staff of Recruit Training Command salutes you as the finest of this group of graduates. Well done, sailor.
Divisions! Attention!
It is appropriate to recognize such outstanding individual accomplishments by these sailors with a round of 3 cheers. The adjutant will lead all graduating divisions in 3 cheers for this morning's award winners.
Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!
I have the distinct pleasure this morning of introducing our reviewing officer, Miss Stephanie Easter. As Director, Navy Staff, Office of the Chief of Naval Operations, she serves as the Senior Chief of Naval Operations Civilian and coordinates enterprise-level efforts across the entire OPNAV staff. She holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering from North Carolina State University and a Master of Science degree in Engineering from the Catholic University of America. Ms. Easter has served as Acting Assistant Secretary and Principal Deputy of the Army for Acquisition, Logistics, and Technology. Executive Director, F-35 Lightning II, Joint Program Office. Assistant Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Manpower, Personnel, Training, and Education. Assistant Commander for Acquisition for Naval Air Systems Command. Deputy Program Executive Officer for Tactical Aircraft Programs. She was appointed to the Senior Executive Service in December 2002 and has served for more than 30 years of federal service. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Recruit Training Command welcome to Ms. Stephanie Easter.
Good morning. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here today to welcome this newest set of sailors into the finest Navy in the world. For over a century, Naval Station Great Lakes has been transforming civilians into sailors. The program here has been and continues to be very demanding, often requiring of recruits more than I think that they even thought they could ever provide. The recruit division commanders, the instructors, the staff at RTC have the challenging yet honorable task of shaping these recruits into highly skilled sailors. And that is not an easy job. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank all of the staff for their support and dedication. To the family and friends that are here today, thank you so much for everything that you continue to do for your sailors. You have laid the foundation that the staff here at RTC has built upon to produce the men and women that stand before us today. You have poured into them an ethic of hard work and given them a desire and helped them to develop their desire to serve our country. Thank you for your continued support. And I also welcome you into the United States Navy's family. Thank you, family and friends. Now to our sailors. I'll start by saying congratulations. You have passed Battle Stations 21, and you have proven yourself worthy to wear the uniform that is viewed as a source of freedom around the world. You should be proud of that, but you must also remain humble, and you must remain focused. The environment that you're about to go into is a challenging one. Our adversaries are more capable than they've ever been before. There are real threats and perceived threats all around us. I know because I'm briefed on them every day in the Pentagon. So I ask 3 things of you. Number 1, I ask you to bring your A game every day to everything that you do. Continually strive for excellence and nothing less. Number 2, I don't want you to just recite and know the Navy core values, I want you to live them. You will find yourselves in situations throughout your career where you will need to basically understand that they are the foundation on which you are standing. So live those core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And lastly, I need for you to be ready. Whether you serve ashore, at sea, under the sea, or in the air, you must be ready at all times. These are challenging times that you're stepping into. And I don't know what lies ahead for you or for our nation. But there is one thing that I do know, that each and every one of you standing here today are prepared and positioned for success. You are ready to take on any challenge that is put before you, and you are warrior tough. So I and a grateful nation can sleep well at night, knowing that you are joining us as a part of the finest Navy in the world, and that you're committed to standing the watch and defending and protecting the United States of America and the freedoms that we enjoy. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Miss Easter will now receive the salute of the graduating divisions, and she will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Thors. Please remain seated until your graduates have been placed on liberty. Please join me in one more round of appreciation for our wonderful musicians of Navy Band Great Lakes. Flags. Post. Section leaders, fall out and retrieve outer garments. Midway Ceremonial Drill Hall will be closing at the conclusion of today's graduation. Please check the area around you to ensure you have all your possessions. For those families with strollers, please retrieve them as you exit the drill hall. Divisions are reminded to be in full, proper uniform of the day prior to exiting the drill hall. Thanks again to each and every one of you for joining us on this most memorable of Navy days. And without further delay, now hear this, Liberty Call, fall out.
Make sure the honor guard puts your shit in the locker. It's outside.